Hello gentlemen, I thought I would show you some futzing tips for the Enterbay quarter scale figure. I wanted to focus mostly on the placement of the clips that hold the cape in place, but before I do that I thought I would just show you something about arm position. As you can see here, the arms are sticking out in a kind of an unnatural position. You see this a lot in pictures of figures in general, especially this one. You know, people say that's as far as the arms go down, and you can see that that's true. But you can make them hang a lot closer to the body if you just do a couple quick things. Get a little bend in the elbow, cock the arm back just a little bit, bend the wrists in, and already that's gone a long way to making it look like it's closer. But the key is to turn the arms in towards, twist them this way. And between the bend in the elbows and the wrists and that turn in the bicep, really makes the arms hang a lot more natural. So that's just a quick tip. I do that with all my figures to make the arms hang closer to the body. Again, the key is turning that bicep in, that cut bicep, and then a little bend in the elbow, and then you can, there's variation within that, but that seems to work really well. Okay, moving on to the cape clips. This is the way they come stock, unmodified, and that means that those are pretty much going to be sitting on top of the cowl, those clips, and they're going to be close to the center, which looks pretty weird to me. So it's real easy to fix that. First of all, these come off real easy. I always leave one of the magnets in place on the outside. That holds the magnets in place on the inside. So what you're dealing with on the inside here is a magnet. Don't be afraid to lift this up. You're not going to hurt anything. Just don't pull it ridiculously far. Alright, so I am going to take this one on the outside off. Alright, so that just popped out because it's not glued in place. I use a tweezers, which is metal, and that keeps me from losing those. This is a pointed tweezers, but it's not a sharp point, so it's not likely to poke through the rubber if I was careless. So that's what I use to grab those. And it's just a matter of moving them off to the side. I'm not going to have enough hands to do this, so let me set that down. When you're looking at this magnet, first of all, you need to peel out of place. It's glued in place, so peel it out from that little ring that it's placed inside. And then when replacing it, you always want to make sure that you have the glue side facing out, otherwise it's going to make your clips flip around. So I see the glue side is, I see which side the glue is facing. Hold it in place with my tweezers. You don't have to use the tweezers, it just makes it a little easier. Slip it in place underneath the suit, and sorry, I'm not going to be able to do this well on camera, but basically push it in there and using your outside finger hold it in place, and hopefully you can see that ring and that it's no longer positioned inside the ring. It used to be here, now it's here. Okay? That's sticking to it. So again, put this one in place and it's going to flip down right the direction it needs to. So here's where the little ring is, where it originally was, and now it's over there. Alright, so that's all that takes, really. It might not be perfectly placed. If I wanted it to be perfect, it might take a couple tries. Take the belt off there. Alright, so let's do the same thing on this side. Pull that magnet out, grab this with the tweezers. Let me see if I can make this so you can see it. Bear with me a second. Alright, so we got the glue side. I know exactly which way I want to put it in. Holding it in place with the tweezers. I just peek under here. Hold it in place with my outside finger. Boom, done. Now I've done this a couple times, so I'm pretty good at getting it where I want it, although that is not perfect right there. try that again. Sorry, it's hard to do this with the camera. Okay, so just get it where I want it, hold it in place on the outside, pull it out. I think that's about right. And again, this is going to just flip in place. It looks like I may have gone a little bit too far to his left, so I'm just going to move it a little bit. That looks about right. Alright, now for the getting the clips in place. You know what, that's not perfect either. That's going to be a little bit too far to his right now. But there, now you see in the back of my head. Okay, so head's easy to get in place. You just pop it on. And so you want these magnets to be right up against the edge of the cowl. And depending on the way you want the cowl positioned, you will position those magnets accordingly. So with the way I have it now, that's the way the cowl is going to be. And this is the magic of this setup, or of this design, is it makes putting the cape on super easy once you get the magnets positioned correctly. So just drape it over his back, put it in place, make sure you got the right clip. You want the rounded edge facing up and the pointy end going to his side. So that's it. Same thing over here. The magnet is strong enough that all you have to do is set it in place. Just make sure you're getting the very corner of the cape covering the magnet. Pop it on there. And that's honestly all there is to it. Then you might, futz with it a little bit just so that everything's exactly the way you want it. I'd probably spend another 10 minutes getting it just right, but that's pretty good right there. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how to futz the cape clips in a more natural looking position. And again, it makes putting the cape on extremely easy. Once these are in place, it's just a matter of getting the cape draped over the shoulders, and the magnets do the rest. I mean, just get the cape positioned in a decent spot in the corner there, and that's it. I just think it's a great design, but they didn't put the magnets in the right spot. So that's how I do it. Tell me what you think.